Hello everyone, this is Ray the Dragon. I hope you're all doing very well. So we are back doing another one of our pick a card games. This time we are going to focus our attentions on the fast approaching February. We are leaving behind the dark month of January to the slightly less dark month of February, and we'll see what we can possibly expect from February, how we can best direct our attentions there, and see what the cards say and have a bit of fun whilst doing so. As a reminder, as always, this is just for fun. It is a general reading, so what we discuss here may or may not resonate with you. We're tapping into the collective energy all around us, so it's not going to be quite so precise or nuanced for everyone, much like a personal reading would be. So just do it in the spirit of fun. I am using, as always, my Dragon Tarot deck by Peter Pracownik and Terry Donaldson, and we'll see what they have to say. So, as per usual, take a deep breath, cast your gaze over the cards, offer them some gentle attention, and if you find yourself drawn to one, then pick that one. Timestamps will be in the description below if you need to skip ahead. So, without any further ado, let's go. So, the first card, we have the Emperor. This is a card typically associated with foundations, stability, perhaps quite considerably, actually, personal independence. Looking at this card, I get a real sense of a sort of rallying force behind it. It's as if you are shaking off hibernation mode brought on by January, or you've been experiencing a sort of general lack of motivation or energy, and you now find within yourself the energy or the motivation to make steps to getting yourself back together so we can meet February with some more gusto. The card has displayed some triggers here, like Aries and the Ram is a big influence on this card, and Aries tends to be associated with determination, independence, leadership. It's a sort of steadily burning soul fire that we've got going on here. This card really is about finding your personal power again and resuming your place on the throne. You may have a sort of emergent feeling of no more excuses and let's get this show on the road at last. Come on, chop chop. Which is good. It's what you should heed to if you're doing that, and it's encouragement throughout this card. There is caution to not go completely gung-ho with your newfound energy. In effect, you might end up sputtering out that flame just as soon as it's sparked. This card emphasizes the need for structure. So if to keep this flame going, there's a suggestion of perhaps setting up a routine, getting yourself into the swing of things, having some discipline, maybe even a goal if that's the sort of thing that motivates you. But doing this gently and progressively more intensely. It's make sure that you allow yourself the time to awaken first and meet yourself when you get to full power, and then haste you forth. It's interesting because I think I'm getting some Martian energy Mars energy from this card, which kind of flies in the face of what I've just said, because Martian energy is quite energetic, it's forceful, it's married to the god of war, so it's a really sort of front-footed, aggressive energy, which may be helpful. But as you see on the throne of the emperor here, I'm more drawn to the idea of the sun sigil there. So the sun, to me, feels more gentle, more radiant. It's more focused on growth rather than attacking things head on. Might be worth meditating on that if you are feeling that sort of Martian aggressive energy, and whether that suits you or doesn't. Yeah, consider that while you move forward. As we're looking at sigils on the throne, there's also the rune Feu or Feoch. It's that I believe that is associated with wealth and with cattle. It's a very sort of active management aspect of wealth. So it could indicate that there's money making opportunities for you in February. It needs to be managed, though. But even if that's not necessarily the case, I think this card is more interested in that rallying force, as I mentioned earlier, and organizing your flock, if we want to carry the metaphor forward. So it's more interested in making sure that you are in a position of readiness and focus so that you can seize any opportunities as they arrive, whether that's money making or otherwise. So if you picked this card, it's all about seeing how you can ignite and rediscover your personal power and motivation, and putting it to good use, gently, carefully, but with intention, as we go forward into February. So very nice indeed. So our second card is Strength. I've got a major arcana string going here. So Strength is a card about, I suppose, effective use of your energies. It's along the lines of moderation, your power, and it's the effective management of your energies and making sure you're fully aligned as you go forward. Maybe even strategy. It could even indicate magic work, and how that sort of primal energy is maybe ascendant for you coming this month. I mean, looking at this card, if you've picked it, it suggests that you're probably not struggling for motivation. You might be feeling very inspired. You might be feeling very positive, and yeah, that sort of ascendant. I want to get something done energy about it. You may feel the need to express it in the most effective or truest way possible to you. If that's the case and you're struggling to sort of realize a vision or a project you have, this card encourages you to, of course, seize the moment, but lay the groundwork to make it happen. It requires calm, definitive action so that you can funnel your passions constructively and create or realize something that's true to it, that's in reality you can sort of touch it and feel it. It's a thing that's you've actually made happen. I mean, that sort of starry sky we see above the card, and the figures in this the cards, the lion and the dragon there. It gives me the feeling of like casting a sort of dome on their kingdom, like one of those what do they call them? Those things that you sort of shake, those little globes that you shake, and you've got like snowy landscape or something that just happens. It's that sort of feeling. So there is a feeling of containment here, which potentially seems at odds with the impulsive lion-like energies that we've got here. I mean, this card is associated with Leo, so of course there's that wild sort of passion and front-footed energy. And of course, we've got the lion that is currently in play with the dragon in the card. I mean, this idea of constructive action moving forward is kind of reflected in the caduceus, which is the snake entwined staff that between the dragon and the lion. It's a symbol of Hermes, so messenger god, intelligence, communication, trickster, even a psychopomp, if potentially, maybe not in this case, but maybe worth mentioning. So those entwined snakes hint at the idea of like harmonized effect. So, for example, the like muscles and tendons that you incorporate in order to stand up tall and proud, or basically passion allied with thoughtful action, really. So if you've picked this card, it's asking you whether you can structure your inspirations into something useful that that pleases you, I think. This card does warn against reckless behavior, risk-taking, or flying into a rage. This could, of course, indicate all the sort of pent-up energy that we've, which I'm sure to a certain extent most of us are feeling at the moment with the restrictions that we're living with. It is very, very important that you control yourself and make sure that you're not flying off the handle. This card cautions you against grandstanding, being pompous, trying to control others in a sort of fit of grandiosity. Like giving people the benefit of your own mind. It's the slightly shadowy side of the Leo personality, I suppose you could say. The card says this because it won't win you any favors, and you would actually be better off directing that energy more towards self-development, self-reflection, rather than pushing it outwards. It's I mean, there's that sense of don't project your insecurities on others, because it's obvious to everyone, and if you direct your attention more towards self-reflection, then maybe you can move forward more constructively. Also, I mean, there's sort of cautions with this card today. There is also a caution to beware about drinking, potentially drug taking, any sort of unhealthy coping mechanism. I mean, it's probably worth mentioning as well that the caduceus is sometimes confused with medicine and like the medical profession and stuff like that. I think it's the Asclepios, which is a single snake that's entwined around a staff that's more linked explicitly to medicine and that sort of things. But nonetheless, because it's wrapped up in society, that idea, this is also an encouragement that if you don't feel well, or you've got some sort of lingering thing that you're concerned about, then do seek professional help. You need to look after yourself, and I suppose it's the overcorrection here about being too controlled. Don't suppress any sort of niggling or instinctive feelings that you've got, and not act upon it. to be too restrictive about it out of, I don't know, embarrassment or not wanting to cause bother. It's important that if you do have any worries, that you seek the help that you need in order to sort them out. Balance is the key word with strength. So don't go too far to the lion side, and equally don't control yourself so much that you paralyze yourself to inaction. It's potentially there's things that will happen in February that will test your moderation or your balance or things like that. So if you're aware of it, you can more readily address it if it comes along. So meditate on that and be aware as we go forward. So our final card is the Four of Wands. Oh, this is a nice card. When I see this card, I often think about like personal success, home life, cozy and warm, the hearth, and working together with others towards like a common goal or a shared vision, that sort of thing. So if you've picked this card, it suggests to me that you might be able to look forward to a fairly stable and comfortable February, likely at home, or rather most likely, and you should be at home. I mean, there's, I don't know, it's like working with friends or family, having those sort of cohesive groups within your social and support network, even if they happen to be in remote locations, as we're in the realms of, well, technology, Zoom, texting, whatever have you. So it's being able to use those links and that general sense of camaraderie to keep yourself buoyant and happy during these strangest of times. So yeah, the home and family life here is quite prevalent. I mean, I say that, but I do get a sort of sense of a tiny disappointment that it's not more exciting. And that could very well be true. But this is married with a steady, grounded perspective that appreciates that although times are really challenging at the moment and there's not a great deal that we can do outside of our particular bubbles, safely, of course. But it's the appreciation that what's close to you is important to you right now, and whatever you've got with you right now is a gift. And that sort of perspective trumps that idea of feeling too disappointed. It's that sort of acceptance of things within the present moment, and it keeps you on an even keel, and it means that you dedicate your energies diligently and calmly, and it's good that that is the prevalent energy within this card. There's a sense of like routine or comradeship or friendship within your sort of social groups or your family groups here. And all of these will continue to serve you well, unassumingly perhaps, but steadily and importantly throughout this month. You might be considering ideas about holidays or adventures to undertake when all of this thing has well, when things are more stable and more safer. It's great to make these plans, and I think it's saying, this card is saying that your current efforts and your diligence may be enabling you to more fully enjoy those adventures or pursuits in the future, either in terms of money or indeed in carrying on this appreciative mindset that seems to be prevalent in this card, that you appreciate it more when it does come along. and you're happy to remain patient until this comes along. There's also the collaborative energy within this card, working together with people, friends or at work or the like. Team projects and coordinated efforts towards a common goal are ascendant and potentially fortuitous, very lucky, could lead to great success. So if you've got anything that specifically springs to mind, whether you've got this in the pipeline already or potentially something that might come your way, give it your full attention and your energy, and I'm quite sure that success will follow, whatever you deem success to be. So I think if you've picked this card, keep doing what you've been doing, and keep appreciating the present moment. It's serving you very well. It suggests that you're very understanding, you're very empathetic, and quite grounded. So as a reward, your diligence will be you'll be rewarded for your diligence in good time, and you're quite happy, I think, to allow that time to pass and focus on things that are important right now. Yeah, just keep on doing what you're doing. It's not necessarily a particularly exciting card, but who needs any more excitement right now? It seems to me that if you've picked this card, you've got a good sense of personal success at the moment and steadiness. And it's very important that you keep buoyant, because I'm sure that those around you also appreciate your buoyancy as well. It's positive energy, and grounded energy is infectious. It keeps people feeling very secure and happy and hopeful. So keep on doing what you're doing. So there we are. That's all 3 cards done. We hope you find it. Well, I hope that you found it either useful or relevant. Hopefully, it resonated with you or some of you, or at least contained the seed of something which you could potentially think about or move forward as we go into February. If you would like a personal reading, either with myself or with Sandra, the Druid, then by all means do get in touch. I'll put, as always, in the description below links to our website and things like that. We've got various spreads for that you can look into, and various prices as well, depending on what you feel like you can do or what you want to explore. So yeah, I hope you all continue to do well, do stay safe, and keep as buoyant as you can. Check in with friends and family, and hopefully we'll see you for the next one. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye now.